Hello everyone. This is my system that I have been building over the last couple weeks, well, more than a couple weeks, but it is finally done, set up and running. Everything is planted. Had a little bit of transplant shock. It was a little expected, so things are picking up now and starting to grow pretty good. I have 4-inch PVC as the mains. I have 3/4 lines running to each, drippers going to each to feed it separately from the main, which is fed up through here, so I can have them watered separately, different watering methods. I have the water tank down there. It is a 10-gallon. I have Jack's nutrients in there. It's a 3-to-1. So basically I'll run you through the system. I have a 12-volt battery operated pump in there. It's a sump pump. Goes up. I have it going through a filter. Most of you won't need it, but I do, because these emitters will get clogged through fine sediment and particles, so I have to have a filter on it. So it goes up through this main line, which feeds all the tubes and the mains. All the tubes are controlled by valves, so I can have them dialed down to specific rates. On the front side here, I have 2-inch baskets. On the back side, I have 3-inch, so I can have different size plants in it. The front side is also smaller emitters. These are 4 gallons per hour. And on the back side, these ones are 5 gallons per hour, just because it's a bigger plant. I have peppers, some basil, parsley. This whole row is spinach. Then I have a row of bok choy. I have 2 different kinds of strawberries, kale. I have Swiss chard. That's on the back side because of the bigger plants. The front side is all lettuce. I have mini bronze romaine up here. Then I have red sales all down here. I have Simpson Elite. And the last one is all butter crunch. It has been running for probably 2 weeks now. Like I said, they are starting to grow a lot better than they were from the transplant shock. This is all off the grid. It is run by solar, which I have the solar panel there. I've run the cords up into the shed. I have a controller in there hooked up to a battery, which controls the input rate and output rate, so it doesn't overcharge the battery inside or leave it undercharged from too much energy coming out. I'll show you that in a second. So this is inside my shed. This is the control box I was talking about. You can go through a bunch of different things, the input, output, it's all controlled by this. You can see the battery has 11.8 volts right now, just because it was running not too long ago and the sun isn't out a lot. Battery is down here. It is a deep cycle, which just means basically it can handle more load going out. And it is hooked up to a timer. I do like this. The top one is the off time, the green. The bottom one is the run time. So I have it going on 2 minutes every hour and a half right now. As it gets a little warmer, I will decrease the actual off time. just so it gets more water. This is the actual solar panel. It is big just because I'd like more solar to be captured, because it's covered by this big tree over here. It gets plenty of sun, so there's plenty of power. No worries about not getting enough charge. Panel and the control box is by Rhenology, if I'm pronouncing it right. The system's going to be going on in probably another 5 minutes, so I'll pause it and just show you exactly what's going to happen. After that, I'll tell you the nutrients and additives that I put into the water. While we're waiting another minute for it to come on, just going to go over nutrients quick. I do have a solar panel, which is hooked up to a little air pump to aerate the actual water nutrients. So the additives that I have, of course, the pH up and down, adjust your pH. The actual nutrients that I have, it's by Jax. Oop, here it goes. So it just kicked on. It's pumping the nutrients up through the filter, up through the main line, feeding each tube. I have each one dripping. You can see it's coming out now. That's each individual plant being watered separately, not through the main right now. As it gets warmer out, I will turn the main on, and it'll go through a little quicker, which will fill the tube up a little more. Like I said, just for now, I have it actually dripping through each individual plant. Each one has its own line. So yeah, it'll go through each, and I have it coming back out directly in, of course. You all should know that, but I'll just discuss that anyway. It is a 10-gallon, like I said. This system will use 8 gallons at most through each cycle, so it has 2 gallons left in the actual tank. Okay, anyway. The Jax. It's a 2-part. One is the calcium nitrate, and the other is the actual fertilizer nutrients. You do need to get the Epsom salts and magnesium separate. You have to mix part A and the Epsom salts first into the water, and then mix in the cal nitrate. That's because it'll just react. It'll leave actual sediment at the bottom of the tank. So I use Orca. That's an additive. It's mycorrhiza and beneficial bacteria. That's just to help the conversion process of the nutrients so the plants can uptake them better through the roots. That's pretty much what I've been doing so far. So the system, I didn't build through any plans on the internet or anything. It's just what I've developed through seeing others and through my knowledge as a greenhouse worker, which I utilize in the drip lines. So it's just all through my head that I've worked out. There were some issues that I have had. I had a check valve in the main line, which was actually blocking water from going up the tube enough. So they were getting a little bit drier than I would have liked. So I had to take that completely out. There were some leaks, as per usual with the new system. So it's a learning process. It is fun. If you guys have any questions, you can always just reach out to me. Just shoot out. Yeah, That's really it.